Yeah, guys, welcome to another episode. We're filming at a different location today, Box Arena, with these two lovely gentlemen. We're going to have a little bit of insight into their lives and things like that. So, Morgan, who are you? What you're about?
Hi, I'm Morgan Kasiera. I'm a DJ here from Carlisle. I've played across the UK and over in across Europe.
Yeah. Some distractions behind you.
I don't take no notice of that, man. Get that away. Jesus. I'm Holt. I run Loco Events in Carlisle. Just live a normal 9 to 5 life. I'm not like Morgan. I don't go flying about the Europe DJ and stuff like that. But yeah, I run Loco Events in Carlisle and help Jam and Ben out with basement grooves.
Absolutely. Aye. So we'll start with Morgan. We'll kind of just
Of course. Yeah, no problem.
Obviously, do you reckon? Well, actually, we'll go with you. Do you reckon that kind of what you do would it be good enough to kind of not good enough? Is what you do? Could it be something that?
Take it further.
Yeah.
Like so. What I do if I had the time, maybe a little bit more money as well.
We take it beyond.
We could probably go to Newcastle and stuff like that. There's someone that me and Morgan know well, Barry from ATA. He's like a worldwide promoter and agent and stuff like that. He's obviously took it further, but for me, like I've got a mortgage on it now. So like for me to go right, I'm gonna put sauce on in Newcastle. It's gonna cost us 20 grand. It's a big commitment. Yeah. That's the thing that people don't realize. Like so, when you put an event on, so say for example, when you book an artist, whatever you book them for, you have to pay half up front.
Right.
So, like, say for example, £10,000 for an artist, you have to pay £5,000 up front. Then, for example, I'm quite fortunate with Ben and Macca that own Box Arena. I get on quite well with them. But, like, for example, when they didn't own this place, you used to have to pay £1,500 before you even came in here. So, like, you needed touching £7,000 before you even put an event on. So, like, yeah, it is possible. Like, you look at like reboot events and that, they weren't anything like 12 months ago, but like they've obviously done well and just they've took off with it. But then it just because where we live. Like Morgan even back us up, but I don't make enough money to go and buy myself a car off like Local Events. Kind of just do it like for the benefit of a night being on and like benefit of them boys. And like, don't get us wrong, like the locals probably make more money than the big events do. Like, and that's the truth. Like, but like I say, you I've got a chance if you want to take it further. Like, you see people try to do it though, don't you? Then they do it once and then like you don't see them do it again, or then. Like Uber that used to do it, I think they tried it. Obviously, they tried that Borderlands at the castle, but that never happened again. It's just obviously a big commitment.
Definitely a commitment to do. I mean, we even found that with the podcast and things like that. We said actually only 1% make it past the 20th episode.
Yeah.
And funny enough, this is the 22nd. So we've made it past that. And I think that's probably something similar with yourself.
100% for me. Like Loco has been at the cornerstone of keeping sort of the nightlife alive in Carlisle. So I think, like I say, especially after COVID, over the years, then the nightlife has never been the same. And like I say, Holt has done a good job, like I say, of just keeping it alive, trying to bring acts that people want to see here. Like I say, it's a big piece of work, and like I say, because I see behind the scenes, I can see the stress.
That's why I'm quite involved.
And like I say, I think it's been a massive part of Loco.
Yeah, I think that's what I've said to Finn off camera. Definitely, it's like you look up north. There's not many places, especially up in Cumbria and the Lakes.
Oh no, you can't say like that.
There's not many people bringing big artists such as like Morgan and whatnot up here.
The thing is with it though as well, Luke. Like you look at like for example Jordan Tolman, who me and Morgan are quite close with, who's now Energy Events out working with the owns it and level. He's only got a 250, 300 capacity venue.
Wow.
So like that I'll tell you now, like on them size venues, you're not making a penny. But obviously he owns a place, so you can make off the bar, blah blah blah. But like if I'm to put someone in below. And like say, for example, Ben and Macca don't look after us. Like you're just doing it for the sake of putting a night on. That's why we kind of move more towards the locals, which it was good at the start to get a reputation. But honestly, like there's just up here, like you say, this is the only venue. Like if you're not putting events on in here and you're an event company in Cumbria, like fair play to everyone, do what you want. Some of the lads are great and that. But like, if you're not doing events in here and you're not doing like the big thousands in here, like there's no really where else to go, if that makes sense. Like the old fire station won't have you. He's quite strict on what he wants to do, which is fair enough. And Brickyard kind of sticks to Matt Green with Party, and they work, they do really well. So you've just kind of, you're very limited to what you can do as well with the venues and that.
I think that's definitely the case with Carlisle, especially because we've always said after turning 18, 19, it's almost crying out for a couple of more spots. Obviously the units now in that school and the other place off Andalusian.
Well, there's not a club, is there? There isn't. I don't actually think there's a club.
Nah, well, that's what. Well, I was on about it to you one other month. Like I was going to take the unit on, but then kind of backed out other reasons. And then you look at concrete, obviously, we use.
Yeah. Well, no, but parents.
Honestly, man, concrete was Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, rammed every week. And you look back at that, and like that building's empty, but like the rates and that, man, it's like 10 grand a month, like near enough for the building. Like you're not gonna like, but as well, though, you all know, like, you know, when you go out in Carlisle, like, obviously, when we do like locals, they're busy on the Morgan, but like they're not rammed out the door. Like, I'm not like biased and going to say, oh, the best thing in the world.
No.
But like, obviously, like, it's hard to get like people to come out as well at the same time. Like, it's like, in it, like, you know, like
it's hard, and like I say, I don't think COVID's been a massive player in that. Like, obviously, like my dad was like in the nightlife industry around here, and like,
your dad used to run this place.
Yeah. He used to have like moved back in the day, which I don't know what age range watches this, but back in the 90s, that used to be like, say, the place to go. And I think it's always changed, and I think for me, like with this day and age now, I think more people just going for events rather than just going for like a night out.
Don't think as well though, like in Carlisle, like I know a lot of my mates, but obviously I'm like 27 now. I know a lot of my mates around my age, they don't come to town to go walk about and that.
No.
They go to town, they go to Andalusian, Arifas, that top end kind of thing, and then their own, like, the culture's kind of gone where everyone wants to go. Like,
it's more bars around.
You don't think it's mad though, that because I think now, like, from when I was like 18 to 22, like, I'm not like the drug culture's just like miles bigger, like worse than what it was when I was younger. Yeah. And I just feel like it's mad how that's got bigger, but then like the clubbing sides went down a little bit. But
I think definitely looking at Carlisle, like even us now, where you just say like, you first turn 18, walkout's the best thing since sliced bread. However, when you actually really look at it,
get to my age,
when you think it's just like, this is shit, it's the same faces almost, and then
it's the same faces, and like I think
the tunes, man.
Like I say, the music across Carlisle at the moment, like with the I don't know, more like club type stuff, and it's more commercial sort of stuff, and it's not for everybody. I mean, personally, I'm not. I'm not about the commercial thing. Like you say, you might see me at 3 o'clock in the morning at walkabout, but it depends what state I'm in.
I won't be able to speak.
but like I say, like with my venture group, then we are all about sort of just going for like the bars and stuff around here, and like probably I might have like one or something like that.
The thing is, as well, you got to remember Newcastle, which is
only an hour away.
Nightlife in the UK.
But it's like we had Belters only on, and you sent us it in the week before they were in Newcastle. So it's like, how many people did you lose to that one? But we did do well with Belters only. But it's like at the same time, you could always like, I put some on, like we've got some on Boxing Day, which is good. Boxing Day is the best day of the year, but I was going to put something really good on Black Eye Friday, which is the 20th.
Yeah.
But then I looked and like there's like sources on in Newcastle, Isaiah's on the week before, and then someone else. I think
as well.
Honestly, Black Eye Friday and Boxing Day are the nights of the year for events. Like these someone on Black Eye Friday. I just can't say when will this go out.
Before
next
then,
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Before then.
There's someone on Black Eye Friday.
Watch this space.
The thing is though, as well, when you get the big dates like Boxing Day, like, it's almost everywhere in the UK and around the world will be fighting for the same artist. So it's almost like, I don't know if that's maybe I'm just saying that.
No, you're right. You're right in what you're saying. So basically, like, in June time, I just been at Ibiza on holiday, and I hit four targets I wanted for Boxing Day. First one was East End Dubs. He wanted like 15k. I was like, it's been Ibiza. I was like, not a chance. And then Morgan Seatree got cancelled in October.
He did.
The 12th. Because the ticket sales weren't good, which is obviously the public's fault again. And then the person we were on about before, Barry, he's his agent, and he texted saying, do you want to do on Boxing Day? Well, when I opened this place with Morgan Seatree on the 28th of October last year, and we done like something mad. It was like 380 tickets, and it cost us like, I won't say what it cost us, but honestly, it was nothing. Not that's when he was nobody, and I just thought might as well. And then what tickets are on now? Like, it's absolutely quality. Like, so probably be looking to be probably the best Boxing Day we've had today. Like, so also we had 1,000 capacity in here, and so also we had 997 in. So there's 3 spaces. Like,
and that's bounces 10 people away now.
I hope you had 3 Boxing Day, man.
No, definitely. I think even just going back to the kind of the culture switch, it's like an afternoon. Like myself, and I know obviously Luke's into his footy and I'll into his footy into that, but like I'll go out to the Carlisle game and then after go out for a couple.
Yeah, and you're home.
And then you're way home. Or it's right, lads, it's you know, we're away from home, we can't make it down to Newport, right, we'll get on the train in Newcastle 9 in the morning, we're back at 7, and you take an afternoon kind of day drinking.
Well, that's what we're going to try. We're going to try it because obviously on Saturday night, I don't know if you've seen that, obviously I know he's a bit younger, but Claire Armstrong, who as a party, she's called Party Lover, she had that High Life discotheque on Saturday, and it was like this room, that room there, and then that bar was another room. And then Ben and Macca said, like, unbelievable, rammed all day. And I know a lot of lads I know went and they said it was absolutely quality. So, like, that's what we're going to...
I think events during the day, I think, like I say, I've got my all night long this Saturday, and I've purposely made it, like, start earlier and finish earlier because, like I say, I think people are staying out late, less and less.
Yeah,
they want to be home by, like I say, 1, 2.
I think that's down to what's on in Carlisle as well, because there's not many bars that's like, what's putting up for a few drinks, but...
Top end shuts it, one-ish, doesn't it? Because the man is the only one with the license.
We call it Posh Town. Posh Town, you're talking... Yeah, literally.
That's it, close because of the residency above it, like obviously the hotel and that. And
even more so, like, it is down to the public as well, though, like... Even your Thin White Duke, Eaten by Monsters, obviously Eaten by Monsters is completely closed down. You know, you've got local people pumping money into it, and people still aren't going on an afternoon for food and a drink like they used to.
I guarantee you, if Carlisle was in Whitehaven, the size it is with Sellafield, there'd be so much more busier. Just because you look around where we are now, like obviously I know it's like going kind of off subject, but like there's that factory of Botcherby's closed down. That's like thousands some jobs, and then they're just like I don't get us wrong. I'm on decent when I work. I don't know what you lads get, but I know like a lot of my mates, like if you've got houses or kids or like it's like the last thing they can think about is kind of spend. I know when I go out, I'll spend 150 quid at least, like because you're getting places, don't you? Like you'll walk in and be like, get us a drink, and you only your pals will like get next thing you know you're 50 quid deep at the Lucian bar, and you've got one drink for yourself.
I do think quite soon. So obviously the uni development happening. So I think you'll have. I think the student population will start to grow in the next couple of years, and then I think you might have another wave of sort of a good nightlife. I think.
I think it's well, obviously Ben that owns Paradiso, Ben Donia, he was obviously saying that it's not next September it'll really kick off. It's the one after, so that'll be 2026, won't it?
Well, so people, it's obviously
so there's another like 27% more students coming in 2026. So the plan for me is obviously these two will have this place in House of Vodka, but Below's kind of, I think Below will be kind of done towards the end of the year. I don't know what's happening with that. I think they're letting that go. But obviously for me, like 2026, like I'll be wanting to be putting things on weekly from then, like kind of thing. So that's what we're trying. I'm working with them too, and now we're going to try and secure somewhere that's going to be like the place to go at Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I've said that sometimes, like it's like you go on Carlisle, it's like boxing got one, or it's like literally like looking his
them locals. When I'm telling you now, we get like 300 through the door in and out all night. Like not 300 at once, but you get 300 minimum. Eat a £5 a head, like
I think that's like a certain part about like keeping customer attention when you're out. If you go into a bar in Newcastle, if it's your first night out in Newcastle and the bar's dead, you think, oh, that's fucking shit. And then you go in somewhere that's normally busier through the day. Oh, that was mint, so you stay there. Whereas if you actually went the other way around, you went to that bit of it later on, probably like the best part.
I think the thing in Carlisle as well, like nowhere gets a good run of things. Like obviously they've got House of Vodka. House of Vodka is more like you go in House of Vodka, it's more like you pop commercial stuff that like don't get us wrong,
but House of Vodka does really well for the clientele, and like I say, that'll remain as is, but there does need to be something for the people who, like I say,
and the people that have tried to run stuff that we want on are the people that shouldn't be doing that because they don't have much of a clue about it. But I'd like genuinely like to think if we put a Locos on every week, it'd be fucking rammed. But it's just I don't want to do it every week because you don't want to oversaturate things and be in people's face all the time and just kind of have little breaks here and there. But I genuinely think it once that uni kicks off and that, like obviously now because Below's going, can't say too much with what's happening with Below, because Below's going, we're gonna have to try and do something in here to make it a smaller venue to keep having them, because we've done a locals in here on the 28th. You DJ, didn't you, Morgs? It was busy, but because you're in here now, how big is it in here? Like you don't, like when you're in here when there's like 800 people in here, it doesn't look that big.
I was just thinking that all of a sudden when
you're in when you're in here by yourself, it just does for it is a big space to fill, like, so we're gonna have to try and change his venue somehow to kind of, I think what Morgan's doing on what he'll have done on the Saturday, because obviously I'll be out on Tuesday. That'll be impressive, like, because the ticket is on and it's going to be it'll be absolutely mint, like.
That is definitely, it's almost like finding a niche that's almost good enough and maybe not different, but to bring people from elsewhere in, especially because we're so close to Scotland and Preston and Newcastle, them unis, and Durham Uni as well, to bring in them people over. Because if you just come in here and just stick a DJ in as normal, like everywhere else does in the UK, you're not going to have so much as where you have your own like local locos and your.
It's kind of the only event I've been in here. Like obviously when I was like 18, I can remember MK was on in here and there was someone else the next night. But that was like when MK was like smaller. But like now you look now when you say that, you think Uber were like. I don't get us wrong, Kai Crichton, Tyson. Uber was like the best thing since sliced bread, and I'd never compare us and say we're as good as Uber because what Uber done for like the town was amazing. Like it was probably like what put Carlisle kind of on like. When I email DJs, agents now, they actually say, "Oh, have you worked with Kai Crichton before?" But it's like now we just like mental. Like what was I saying there before that actually? Before I started getting on the Uber. Shit,
getting car on the map. That was what Uber did.
I saw. Oh no, I was on about tickets. So BLK when I came, BLK was on, and it was just rammed with Scottish and Scousers, and I was like, what's going on? I was in the toilet, and obviously I'm from Carlisle, and like at the time it was a lad called Cam that owned it when Ben and McInerney had this. Like I was in the toilet. We just had our first event with Sarah Stein. I was in the toilet. There's like 5 scouts. I was like, "What's going on here? Why are all these here?" And then for the source one, it was actually mental. Like we had 19% that weren't CA postcodes.
Wow!
So there was like quite a lot of DGs, but then there was also a lot of NEs, which is obviously Newcastle, and we had loads of Lancaster and Morecambe, like which is really good as well. But we kind of it's like getting them up to you, like Morgan Citra. Like I'm actually. Wasn't for it because it's like he don't say my name and everything he's doing. Everything he touches kind of turns good in a minute. And it's kind of what we like in it more. We like, I don't get us wrong, I like the East End dubs of the world and that, and I do like that kind of music. I do listen to it a lot. But if I'm going out, I want to be entertained. Like, feel like when I went to Creamfield this year, Chris Stussy. Was I with you at Chris Stussy? No. You stayed at thing on the main stage, but I went to Chris Stussy and I was like you see the videos on TikTok talking, you're like, that's fucking mint that. And then when you're watching Crystal's live, this screen on it and it's like, this is shit.
I found the same with Citra, to be fair. I went to Trickfest, Newcastle, and there was the douche stage, the main stage, and Citra had like one of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
And I think even maybe Patrick Topping was on the main stage, but he did 2 different sets.
Yeah.
And he was on one, and Citra was the one to be at, like. That was when he was just growing, but you know, like you said,
that's what I like about going away with my pals. We kind of like do go to the different stages and that, like people just are like, he's on, I'm going there, but like at the Creamfields, I went and seen Gaskin, man. It was the best set of the fucking weekend, man. I think absolutely mint.
Weirdly enough, I think time of year also comes into it. Like you come up to Christmas, it's cold. That cold is definitely a big reason why in the UK why people obviously
don't want to leave house.
But it's also like when it's sunshine and 27, 30 degrees.
Oh, do you have an event in here?
That's like 60. That's like 60 degrees. Well, yeah, there's that. That's like 60 degrees for the English. So it's like people want to have the house music on and have a dance away. But then when it's freezing, it's -4 outside, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
You don't want to be upset.
Just to be warm.
With the fucking taxis, man, in Carlisle. Oh. I'm lucky because I literally live on Warwick Road, so if I need to, I just walk home. Like, but you walk up there and you're standing there and you think,
we've all done it. We've all been through that.
Far for them on. You've got no chance now.
And then you see one fella just run from the back straight to the front. Chill, lad.
No, there's been times where like my grandma's in Currick and I'm like, wait, I'm I can't know what to do, so what to Currick and just keep it early.
Knocking on your hand start falling on. No.
No, it's good though, because look what's happened with Morgan from what we've done. Like, I can remember we had Sarah Story and I was stood on the stage and Johnny Donnett texted us saying, can a lad call Morgan Kasiera get guest list? And I was like, who's he like? And then I was like, not like thing, but said, no bother then, Morgan, you've been DJing at Glasgow, hadn't you?
Yeah.
And you came down and I can remember I was stood, well, you can't miss him, can you? 6 foot fucking 5. And I was stood there, I seen him at the front. I thought, that's a Morgan lad. And then couple of weeks later, he messages, and then funny enough, did you go back to back with Evan for your first Hannah once, and then next you know, this year, a year later in April, I was like, can you do this? He was like, I'm going to Ibiza. I was like, fair fucking play, and that's what it's about, isn't it, Morg?
Yeah, no, it's been a mad sort of couple of years, really. From like say when I first started to then like say to where I'm at now, and like say, still got a long way to go. But yeah, no, it's been.
I think you've kind of done what other people struggle to do that, haven't you? Like,
Definitely.
a lot of people start, like, I do see it a lot because I'm the one that's like giving people like that kind of path there. And you'll get, like, not saying any names, like the lads we've got that do it for me, like your Jams, your Bens, that do it, Liam Parkins and Morgan. You could never fault the lads. Like, they know when things aren't going well and that, and they'll say, oh, it's all right, don't worry about it and that. But then you get lads that are like, oh, I'm not playing in House of Vodka on that pre-party, I want to be in Box Arena. Well, you haven't kind of done fucking nothing to be in Box Arena, don't
it's
you?
hard
But then,
it's almost managing egos, isn't it?
well,
There's
that's what
who
people
think
have
they're better
done.
than others, and
but you've got to have the right attitude. Like, that's look what happens when you just crack on, don't you? Like, let's be honest, like, how many did you do for free for me before I started paying you? I'd say 6.
No,
easy
exactly.
6. Never charges a penny. And then now look at him.
And like I say, the journey to where I'm at now, like, it's not been easy. It's not been handed to me at all. It's one of those things where, well, as I first get started, so I first never took a set of decks. I had them like at home, like a little a DJ Nat 400 with the were. And then we used to have 6-1 parties back in the day, every month. And it was the very, very last one. And we always used to like get a pop-up DJ to come in to do it, and cancel on us last minute. And as a joke, I was like, oh, I'll bring the decks and I'll have some fun. So literally, I brought my little decks. It was at a pub in Speria. What's it called? The Sun Inn. The Sun Inn.
The Sun Inn.
It was.
Did you go Nelson Tom?
Yeah.
You got Did you? That's that, man.
Like I say,
In the Sun Inn.
So I had my little decks, my little laptop, and then yeah, like it was class. It was like, and I was like, I properly really enjoyed it. I was like, right, you know what, I want to try and see what I can like do with it here. And then I got like the first proper gig was at Club 135 in Working, and that's what came about. Is one of my pals up in Scotland was playing there. He's like, oh, come down and see what it's all about, like being a DJ type thing. Like, yeah. So then I got chatting to the guys at 135, and then it was towards the end of the night. And one of the owners actually DJed as well. And then I thought I'd try to look. So I brought my USB. I was like, for the last half an hour, I can like just show what I can do type thing. But yeah, fuck on. And then I jumped on, like went well. And then they asked me back. I was a resident for a few months for them. And then at that point, I was like, right, okay, I know I definitely want to try and see what I can do with DJing. So for me, with any DJ, it's so hard to, like, say, try and find gigs and stuff. Like for me, what's helped me so far is the networking aspect. But I actually, after I did that a couple of gigs in 135, I actually joined a DJ academy called Made Academy up in Scotland, and like I say, I sort of got taught like sort of refining skills by them, and then they sort of give me stepping stones in terms of gigs and stuff, sort of kickstart my career. So, for example, I played at a festival at EH1 in Edinburgh. I played down in Ministry of Sound, and again, those opportunities, I use those as one, to network with people, because like I say, you're meeting promoters, you're meeting other DJs, you're building your network, but also to grow my socials as well. So I made a conscious effort to, like I say, get videos, get photos of those opportunities. And like I say, it's just been a case of network and talk with the right people, but then also never say no to a gig. It's like in my early days, like the first year and a half, there's not one gig that I said no to. I was literally like, if a gig came in, I said yeah, and more often than not, I did the gigs for nothing, or I actually lost money. But there was the odd few that I probably made like, I don't know, a couple of quid, but that was literally it. And like, I've had times where literally I've been sleeping in my car to go to like go to and from gigs playing Edinburgh. I used to quite.
Where did you drive down to last weekend? You had to drive London because the trains were off.
Yeah. So like, a prime example, like last weekend, the trains were all cancelled. I had to literally bomb it down to London for like 4.5 hours. Played there, and then I stayed there till about 3, and then I drove back. And again, I couldn't make the journey back, so I sat in the car for an hour and gone. But I never ever show that side of me, because I don't really see it as the.
That's just like, that's gloating and that, though, innit? And like showing people that you don't need to show them. Like I think you say, it's hard work.
But I think the point I'm trying to make is that like,
you've got to do everything you possibly can.
It's not been easy.
No.
The way that sort of I've like sort of came up, and like I say, it's just being and meeting the right people at the right time. And that's what I go back to taking every opportunity. You never ever know who you're gonna meet at a gig, because more often than not, the gigs that I didn't really want to do, I've met people that have led to bigger gigs or better gigs.
Yeah.
I've met festival owners, I've met like big event owners, which I'd like to say I've gotten to events like
Greenfields with Barry. That's probably your best fucking
example. Greenfields as well. So it's a case of, like I say, like the first year was like a real tough grind, like literally playing gigs every weekend. I was even playing like in the local scene in Carlisle, because for me, I really wanted to try and build a name for myself initially, sort of locally. So, like I say, I played my little bar gigs in like Paradiso and Mantes. I also played in Truth back in the day.
So 12 till 5.
12 to 5 Thursday. So I did Monday, Thursday, Fridays for them. And now I still work a 9 to 5 as well. So at the time I was working at Barnard Castle. And I was coming back and forth at Barnard Castle. So I'd literally work in Barnard Castle, come back, I'd play in Truth till 5 in the morning, go back home, have like 3 hours kit, and then I'm driving back to Barnard Castle.
And studying as well, obviously more recently.
Yeah, so working on, so I did a degree apprenticeship is what I did at GSK. I've now graduated now, but it's a mix of going to uni and also like working as well. Thankfully I'm now graduated, but like I say, I'm still at this point spinning quite a few plates in terms of, let's say, like the DJing side of stuff, obviously actual work. I work for the DJ Academy that I mentioned before, like say, like bringing new people in, teaching new people, and I talk about a few people in Carlisle, DJs as well, bringing them, trying to help them the same journey that I've sort of went on. And then I also like I'm a property developer as well, so I do that on the side, which, like I say, that's the first time I ever
thought I was busy for that.
ever thinked it. So like I say, the bag's under my eyes, sure I get next to no sleep. I checked on my phone, like it popped on my phone last week. My average screen time on my phone is 17 hours a day.
Do you not think though people like obviously you just started this? And I always say to my brother, my boy was like, Jordan does like 3 different things at once. Like, I think if I went to work, because I work 7 to 5 every day, if I went to work at 7 to 5 a day, just went home straight after work, right, and watched Sunny and Med Tea, like, how boring would your life be like?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always have to have something to do, like, so I do football and that. And then, like, you just, like, even, like, going to the gym and that, like, I just don't understand how people don't want to, like, try other things, like, this and, like, I know, like, imagine getting to 50 and thinking, like,
no.
Like, I've got 2 kids and a dog, but what have I fucking done with my
life?
We
said that in one of the podcasts about just living. Just like, I don't understand how, in terms of, if you did go home after work and then you said you try and you're telling your grandkids, oh, so what did you do? Gone there, grafted and then went home and then.
It's kind of an old cliche, though, isn't it? Like obviously what our grandparents would have been like and that. Like, I know one of my granddad was like, when I was in school, like, you got to go in the army, got to go in the army, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, obviously, you leave school and you do what you do. But I just think it's good to try something. Like, obviously, I don't think doing local and that's going to get us out the 7 to 5. But, like, at least you're doing something else, do you know what I mean? And
it's isn't this?
Exactly. And like I say, like, initially, my mum and dad were always skeptical about, like, the DJ type thing. Because, like I say, like, it's not very many people that can just go, like straight to the top, and it's a case of, like, I'm sort of at that point now where I can't quite sort of stop my 9 to 5 at the moment, but it's one of those things where I think once I sort of seen that I'm sort of trying, I'm sort of getting there, making the steps. I think like I've been support from the start. They've always been a bit skeptical from the start, being like,
I think it'll just be like when you get your first set for like something like, say, like, for example, like a trip, like saying from a trip Tenerife, like you've got like a chance on your trip Tenerife or something like that. I think you got something like that. Even Creamfields, I know, like, obviously with the stage one was for Barry on that, but I think you just that one set from on a decent brand. Like, I know you do Ocean Beach night, it's class.
But it's one of those things where to even get, so like for me, where I'm at now is that I need to focus on making music. That's the only way, like you say, you're going to get from, like you say, where I'm at now to.
Do you not think some people get caught? Obviously, but you know when you do your edits, I think they work, but I think because where you've done it and you've done so well, but I think other people that DJ, not just on about anyone, like you see it all the time online on TikTok and Instagram and that, they're so focused on about making music, right? But like, if you make a tune and it's shit, it's not going to do any favours. If you make a tune, it's good. Like, look at Parzanani with the one, the Morgan Cedron. Like, fair enough, Pars been absolutely class with that, right? But like, how many people do you know that make music and they send you, like, people that's like, not being a dickie, but a lot of people send me music and I'm like, do you know what I mean? Because, like, don't focus on that. Focus on playing in a Mantes on a Saturday night, giving a set for the people, not for yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone like, fucking he was mint.
So it's interesting that, because, like I say, for me, there's two ways to try and get to that end goal, right? One way is obviously what we're just saying here is, like I said, building your initial fan base locally and then trying to grow. And that's the route I took. In my mind, I was like, I want to build my fan base. Then when I then start to make tunes, I've got a fan base there that I can actually go, here's my tune, and then hopefully then the tune does well because my fan base will then support it. Yeah. And like I say, I played the little gigs around here. The other way is, and like I say, there's people that go this way is purely focusing on making music, because at the end of the day, right, it only takes one tune.
Yeah. Max and Luke, Dean.
Max and Luke, you got Castle.
Yeah.
Castle,
you are right. Like
Castle has never DJ'd before, and then after Prada blew up. And then he then obviously had to learn how to DJ, but like I say, and look where he's now. It's expensive, but he's also touring the world. So there's two ways of doing it, and there's no right or wrong way.
It's the smartness of it, though, isn't it? Like what you do with your when you do your edits. Someone does their own stuff is Liam Parkins, and I pure like Liam's own stuff. Yeah. Liam's is always like housey grooving. Liam's is really good, and it's like something that you could play in the car or in the van, or if you're having a couple of drinks with your pals. But like, obviously, when you do the edits, they're class. But like, if you look at what you're about Castle there, his edit was with D Block Europe, who were probably arguably, well, you'd have seen my Spotify, just literally D Block Europe. Yeah. So like, he done it with them, and straight away you've got a tune that's probably been viewed like 150 million times on YouTube and had however many million things. So when he done that, that was a proper smart move. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's kind of put him into that thing. But it just, like I say, like you're at the stage now where Morgs, you can start to release some decent music and that, and put time and effort into that. But
exactly, for me, it was all about building the foundations. Like I say, I've now, like, I suppose for me, the biggest players I've helped me with my journey and stuff is, like I say, the likes of your locals and stuff. Give me a platform in Carlisle to, continue to grow my brand. You got Face Melter, who I'm actually got an agent and signed to. So it's funny how that actually came about. And again, that's been at the right place at the right time. So like, I've got an agent and a manager now. Like, say,
he's a good lad, Luke. He's a lovely bloke. Like,
he's happy bookings if he's got.
Yeah, so I've got a lot of time for him. So it was funny how we came about. So Middleton, who I'm pals with, is from Newcastle. He was like, "Oh, I'm playing a pop-up show for Hannah Lang. Like come over to the crack type thing." But yeah, sound. And then he was playing an after party thing, and the link cable in the deck, which is like the cable which connects one deck to the other, was broken. He's like, "Oh, I've only got one USB. Like, do you want to jump on the other one?" I went, "Oh yeah, sound." So we're going back to back, and then Luke was actually behind us, and then he went to Jake like who the fuck's that type thing, and then Luke was like, "Oh, like have you ever thought about management or?" And I was like, "Well, not really. Up until now, I've done it like on myself."
Oh my God, yeah.
But like I say, I thought, well, you know, I've got nothing to lose. Like I say,
you need it, though.
See what happens, and I can say it was one of the best decisions that I actually have made, because for me to, like I say, he's got me these, like I say, like the bigger gigs. Like you say, he can in terms of like fees and stuff, like for playing. Then really, I was undervalued myself, because it's difficult when you're trying to pitch yourself to like a club or a bar and go, you want X amount, because like for me it's like I don't know, when it comes to money, I hate a conversation like whereas an agent, like say,
that's their job, isn't
it? It's their job to get you what you're worth, type thing. So for me, like say, Face Melters and Luke is like been a massive player. Like I say, he's brought more artists on as well, and like I say, they're all now taking off. And like I say, and so Loco, Face Melters, and then like Jordan as well. Again, me and being Jordan worked really well past year over in work.
You've got a right follower out there as well. I mean, yeah, absolutely fucking love him, man.
Honestly, like I said,
go to the events, there's about 50 birds at the front.
I probably like playing in work. I can play slightly different music to what I play in Carlisle, because like I say, like the music taste in Carlisle is a bit more
mellow.
You're more housey sort of stuff, and again, I can adapt to that. Like I play quite a broad range of music, like from your house all the way to your heavy techno. But like I say, that's where like playing these, playing the little gigs like around in Truth in here. The most valuable lesson is like playing those 5-hour stints, like let's say in Truth, because
see what goes on.
You're reading the crowds. Like, okay, like I've got a new crowd in. What music do these guys want? And that's some of the experience that people don't really have.
Yeah.
As like I say, they're not.
That's the biggest thing, though. You don't think
at some point, and
don't think like that's the biggest thing, Morgs. Like if you're even if you're DJing, right, like in below, and it's 11:30, you're on third, say, and there's 150 people in there. And you've seen it yourself. DJs come on and clear that dance floor. Because they're playing. For me, as a DJ, when you're up and coming, like, for me as a promoter, like, this is a big thing. Like, for example, a lad that's on Morgan C3, Miggy, he texts me today saying, what BPM can I play? And I don't tell anyone what to play, do I, Morgan? No. I just say, you do what the fuck you want, as long as you don't play any Morgan C3, and as long as you don't play any, say, for example, Morgan's edits or Liam's tunes, just do what you want, because I'm not going to be the one to say, play this and play that. But essentially, you've got to do what the room wants. Like,
I think that's probably one of the biggest skills to learn is controlling the audience.
Yeah, that's Ben Emsley spoke about it, didn't he, on his on YouTube? And he said like if you don't get the audience in straight away, you've fucked the full set.
Exactly, and like I say, if I play the style of set that I play and work in here, in Carlisle, that wouldn't work. Would not work at all.
I think Saturday will be interesting because you've got to start slow, and then you're going to work your way up. I still think you'll take everyone through that right journey, and it'll be right.
Exactly, but like one advice I can say is, like say, go match that. Never say no to opportunity, because like say I've played like little restaurant gigs. Like it was like a fancy Thai place I used to play every Saturday
in Newcastle,
in Newcastle, and I was playing Afro House to like people eating the dinner. And again, like I met someone there who led to another gig type thing. So it's one skill which I think not a lot of people, like say, realize that we need to have is being able to properly read a crowd. I think when you get to the point of like your Hannah Lang, you bend you can play like you play what you want, and you found your sound, and people like say people pay to come like actually come and see you.
The minute people are paying to come and say, like on Saturday, people are paying to come and see you by yourself, so
which is absolutely like mad to think is that like I say, I think the work that I've put in over the past couple of years, like I purposely waited to like do something like in Carlisle. I've done it in Workit and stuff, but like Workit's quite a small place. It's only like a couple of clubs, and like I say, if there's something on, like everybody type goes. But with Carlisle, then it's like I say,
I just ran in a voice note in, and I was like, why don't you just fucking do this? And you're like, I think it's a great idea. Me, like I do.
Like I've always said to him when we've been in places and you're seeing different DJs, I said, like when you're up and coming, I feel like if you go out there and just play your own songs. It's audiences. Whereas if you just drop like, is it A Little Closer? Is that what it's called? Well, you just drop that in the middle.
Like if I'm DJing on Saturday, I'm dropping Days Crystal straight away. It's like everyone's on it at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're on, you just bang on.
Even DJing and probably even music, it's like it's all word of mouth, especially around up north. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's absolutely mint." He might not have even played a single one of his own tunes, but he played tunes that everyone loves.
So funny you say that is that I've only up until now I've only started playing my own tunes now, only because like I don't know the first couple of years, then I don't know, I didn't really think that. I don't know, I didn't have the confidence to play my own tunes as one thing. But like now, people are like starting to stream my music quite a bit, like now remixes that. I'm now folks are making more original stuff now.
I tell you, who's went quiet. Ed Gray, man. Released that banger, then he just wears it.
He's travelling.
He's some boy him though. He dropped that banger and just fucked off.
I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and like I say, he's just loving it. Like I say, he got a good deal from Sony, and you got to go and travel, and I think he found that he enjoyed traveling.
I do an under 20s team, and they were like, "Why are we only training one night this week? Because we had a match on Tuesday." They were like, I was like, I need a night to tell them on a podcast on Thursday. I was like, why have I just said it? And they were like, you know what? And I told them, like, fuck off. I was like, honest to God. So that'll be me. They'll all watch it next Tuesday, next Wednesday, train all they get it. Like, no, but it's good. It's fucking. So, like, obviously, you got Boxing Day. Then the Black Eye Friday. We're not going to call it Black Eye Friday when you try to promote it. It's Mad Friday. Can't be called. But last year, I'll tell you a funny story actually, right? So last year was the first year working with Ben and Macca, and it was originally here. And I'll be honest with you, to be fair, it was in here. It was Paige Tomlinson, Danny Bond, and Josh Mickey. Didn't do enough tickets. Didn't sell enough tickets. So we took Danny Bond out and we put Paige Tomlinson and Josh Mickey on in below. And I put on the poster when I first sent it to Ben, Black Eye Friday at the top, massive writing. Ben was like, "You need to cut that out." He said, "You can't be pro at an event calling it Black Eye Friday." I was like, so we changed it to Mad Friday, but obviously we've got Mad Friday coming up. That's a secret in a minute. That'll be announced probably. If this is out Tuesday, probably be announced next on the Sunday. Right. Sunday the 22nd, I think it is. It'll be announced. No, Sunday the 15th. Sorry, it'll be announced on Sunday the 15th for Friday the 20th. I'm not telling you where it is. Like everyone will probably be able to guess where it is, but it's a reason it's there. So that's a big thing. Then we're in your Boxing Day for the annual Boxing Day one. Obviously, that's where it all started for us. When my pal Grant died in 2022, but it was, I'll show you now on my phone, just so the people on the thing, I'll show you now. It's mental. It's like, we wasn't going to do it with him, but it was kind of our idea.
Right.
So, and then, obviously, what happened in that with
Grant
him.
is in the Carlisle fan.
Yeah, Grant Taylor, right? So, like, obviously, I was sending him all this in January 2022, then he died in February. So I was sending him all that, and like this is me making logos myself. Look at them, Morgan, absolutely terrible. So like obviously I was sending him all them, and then this is ironic, because I'll show you the emails when we finish. We were booking Jamie Roy for the old fire station, and now Jamie Roy died as well. Yeah. So it was like mental how it all happened, and then went to Warehouse Project in October 2022. It was Trick, and who did a Sarah Story was on. Yeah. And then on the Sunday morning, and got up. Went to Burger King at the train station, got the train back. And on the Sunday night, I just went on the Loco Events emailed Sarah Story's agent and just said, "Want to book her for Boxing Day?" Because the year before, Dennis Salter was on here with Sarah Story, right, and it done really well. But Uber weren't doing anything, and someone else knew had took the venue over. So then emailed her, she said, yes, she's available. Came down here and seen Cam, the old owner. And then from there, it just went like, done that. Ferric Dawn. No, done that. Open below with Josh Mickey. Ferric Dawn. I've got and then who did I go from there? Hannah once. Mm-hmm. You came on. Yeah. Hannah once, and then you tested. Then it went Matt Guy, C-Tree. I'm on a floor here. Matt Guy, C-Tree, Paige Tomlinson, Josh Mickey, Sosa, and then this year, keep this in like it's been absolutely abysmal. We had Alan Fitzpatrick on. We had to pull that for tickets. Sam Devine, we had to pull that for tickets. And then that was probably because
you have Shaq.
Oh, we had Shaq on. Shaq done all right and below. Oh, so yeah, and then that was probably because I lost that much. Because we made some decent win on Sosa, but then we lost a bit of money before that on something else, and it was like we didn't have loads of money in the pot, and then we were trying to put people on that we thought we were going to do well, but essentially, who wants to fucking see Alan Fitzpatrick and Sam Devine? Now I look back at it, I've deleted all off of Instagram, and I look back and I thought they were just two panicky, stupid bookings from our part. But
it's quite hard to try and find exactly what people want in Carlisle.
You know, it's fucking
I said to Finn today, I said, you got to remember, sometimes it's not about what we want to talk about. Sometimes it's what other people want to listen to as well.
That's it, mate.
And plus the people, like I said, this is what people really don't understand is that the people, I don't know, like, for example, people might want DJ Daddy Mal Hofstad in here, but they don't realise that.
But I'll tell you now,
the amount of money that he charges, it's not financially possible to bring him here.
So I'll put one of them things on Instagram. So like you'll put, who do you want to see in Carlisle? And people will reply, Ben Emsley, Marlon Hoff. So like I was saying at the start, before we started, you've got to pay 50% up front, right? Yeah. So for example, Ben Emsley was on here in 2022 on the Black Eye Friday, Mad Friday. He was on here, and the lad that booked him paid 15 grand for him then. That was 2 years ago. So you imagine if Pauses and Michael Bibby are selling a field out in London that holds 25,000 people, you just imagine what they want to come. Do you think they're going to come here? Carlisle. The only hotel you can put them in is Holston because they won't accept any other. So like I had it where the Holston was booked up for Beltazzoni, and they're like, we're not stopping any other hotel. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, it's like, what you meant? Like, that's the only hotel they're stopping because the rest of, like, imagine trying to put them in the train station, the travel lodge. Do you know what I mean? That's somewhere you book when you leave here at 3 in the morning and you go for a pee with the boys and all that. But you know what I mean? It's just like, just mental how some people think and that. Like, so you get people voice note you on Snapchat, like, who was it the other day? I can't remember who it was. Someone was, Calvin Harris, Evan Thompson, get Calvin fucking Harris. He's like £1 million or something when he like Las Vegas. But it's just like, people don't understand. Like, I'd honestly, if I could like on Boxing Day, I'd put like 5 of them on in here and have it off. But you just can't. Like, if you're gonna put, I'm sure we've got a bid accepted for who was it? I nearly fell out. I was driving the van. Honest to God, I stopped and I nearly fell out the van when it said how much it was. £22,500. I can't even. I'm gonna say Max Dean.
Oh, right.
When I said to you the other month, it's like 13k, 22 grand. I reckon they want for him now.
Well, because you
and that wasn't off his agent. That was off someone I text that had just booked him, saying how much is he for him. But that venue was double the size, but he still won about 15 grand. And that's someone that's only just kind of, don't get us wrong, he's a brilliant DJ. And this isn't actually We Are Mexico Festival. I went to We Are Mexico the other year, and it was in Cancun. Went with Grant, Seth, and George, and Max Dean was on there, and like he was a nobody. Like he was just like no one knew he was, and he was absolutely class. But from then, like 2 years later, he's now that much, and like it's just like, how can you go like off one song? Be like
the location as well, because I know myself, like I solo travelled in June, and a lot of people that I met that were English right through Italy, they said like, oh, way from England, or even when I've travelled, when we went to Amsterdam, wherever, said, oh, from Carlisle.
When you're away,
but then
it's not enough, though, is it?
Lake District. Oh, look, so when you say to someone, oh, if you
Newcastle,
coming up, like you come to Lake District, oh, Lake District's mint, yeah. So I know what, you put them in the ibis. You've been absolutely robbed here. I'm not asked about this set. No, we're gone.
When it comes to like DJ things and stuff, it's all like supply and demand type thing. It's a case of like the art, the charge that fee for a reason, and it's because
we're getting that many bookings.
They're getting that many bookings, but also like the pretty much guaranteeing people are coming, like coming to the event type thing. So it's one of those ones like it's been people, like I say, have grafted the ass off to get to that
oh, they deserve it. No, they definitely deserve it, Box. 110%.
But like I say, it is hard for I said like a medium sized
venue. It's not a small venue, but at the same time, it's not
like huge.
But it's an events company, like you said.
It's hard, like I say, to bring the bigger names to like I say, like the medium size.
Don't get us wrong. We've been approached off like Digi in Newcastle like quite a lot recently as well, especially since Source on Boxing Day. Well, I did mention to you I was going to go over there, didn't I, this year in April, but I kind of knocked it on the head. We've been approached by them now a few times. I know you've DJed there quite a lot yourself, and they're obviously trying to get new. But again, it's just the jump, isn't it? Like going, I'm going to go and do that. Like, don't get us wrong. Like Macca and Benny own this place. Obviously, got like loads of, but not just dance events. Like they've turned the place into somewhere like when they took this place over. Your dad had how many years ago? About 15 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe longer.
7. Jesus,
they still had the same wallpaper his dad put up when Ben Macca took this place over on that wall there, and it had been up for like 20 years. Since his dad put it in, 15 years. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, this just shows how neglected this place had been. And then, like, I'd say, in like, obviously, it's just been over a year, what you've contributed, like, DJing all the time and what they've done and with other stuff, like, it's only going to get better. Like, next year, we've got March the 1st or 2nd booked in. That's an all day, like, not an all day thing. It's like 3 o'clock till 2 in the morning in here. It's going to be like more of an early one. Then we've got the first bank holiday in May. Yeah. Then if you ever go past here, or when we're going out, I'll show you at the end. There's a car park out there. So basically, the fella that owns this whole building, like all the Bruges, the thing upstairs and that thing there, he owns all this. So like that's his car park. So in the summer, what we're doing, the payday in June and the payday in July, we're gonna have 2 day raves out there. So that you can keep that in. That's going to be next year. We're getting that sorted early. There's going to be 2 headliners for that. Obviously, it's summer. The June one's not last week in June because obviously Hideout and thing, but the one in July is the 2 week after Beat Erden, and the one in June's maybe the second last Saturday in June. But that's what we're going for. We're going to give it a whirl and see what they'll probably be like 2 in the afternoon till maybe midnight into here, maybe coming to here about 10. But we're going to give that a go because it's just, you know, you said I've tried to get courtyards, haven't I? You go and meet people and they want, well, there's somewhere over there that want $1,000 off you just to go in the fucking place, and it only holds 90 people.
I think it's definitely a way. I don't know if you know about Party in the Park. It's in Wigton when they have that every year. Like when that, like this year, I went just with my dad and whatnot, and they have like stuff on for the little kids, but then they have a stage on with like different bands and that on. It's absolutely rammed.
Well,
It's rammed.
Fingers crossed we're on Soulfest next year, like, but it's just because it clashes with Greenfield. It's just trying to get like, like obviously we've spoke, and it's just like it's hard because you want to do something that's right. The thing when you do with it is, and you'll be the same now, Morgan, when you're taking bookings and that, you don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it, and like you want to do things that are right for like the moving forward. And like I can't, like for me now, like if I do a below, if I do a below, I would never put a headline on again. I wouldn't charge them more than a $5. I'd do the locals. That's just like a way just to kind of me, like if just to get a little bit of pocket money just to put towards the bigger ones. But like now, like obviously I know like say like other event companies like Basement Groove started Jam and Ben in it. Like Jam and Ben were like always at me to do them, and that's why I said to Jam, why don't you just start your own? And obviously they've had a couple to sell, but obviously Ben and Jam, the busy lads and that, and then that'll take off more next year. They've got a lot of stuff planned in that, but you've got to start somewhere. But now for me, like looking back, I can't be going in below.
It's now about quality, and like you say, it's same with like where I'm at now in terms of DJing. Is like obviously the first couple of years was like taking every gig I ever can to get to network and stuff and build my brand. But like I say, now I sort of like sort of built a brand. Then I can now be. Well, I think I've got to be a bit more selective in terms of what gigs I do. Because like I say, I don't want to. Like if I was to tell you, like I get texts every week from venues in Carlisle asking me for dates to play, and it's one of those ones where if I was to play literally, I know every other week in Carlisle, I'll oversaturate myself, and I don't want that. Like, I want people to like say to make the effort to like come out and see me play. So it's same with anywhere, and that's why like your agent comes into play because that's why it looks quite good at filtering out. Like I say, the gigs which would help me in terms of building my network and building my socials and things like that. And like I say, I'll never say no to doing like the smaller gigs. Like I say, I have got a few dates booked in with some of the smaller like bars and stuff. I do still enjoy doing them. And like I say, I'll never ever forget my roots and where I've came from. Because like I say, the people and that helped and supported me to now. Then I feel like I've got to, like I say, like give something back to them.
Fingers crossed though that like this time next year you're not doing.
I was going to say
personally, like obviously your success is like doesn't mean out to me, but personally, like next year I want to be asking you to do boxing. Like I can't. I'm doing warehouse project or something like that. That's like kind of thing. Like Liam's going kind of like that. Like obviously Liam's kind of. I think I'd say Liam's a bit of an inspiration for what you've done. Now Liam's like I was on talking the other day. He's fucking away in Manchester, Preston. He's just starting like, and it's just good to watch his both of you go from like kind of. It's hard for me though, like because he's got to get to a point where I'm like putting an event on, and if you've got Liam and Morgan on, and like obviously Jam and Ben always come on that as well. You know your lads that'll sell your tickets. So for me, that's a big thing. And then now it's like finding the next person that's got to kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like a get out of jail card, and you can kind of put them for lads on either. There's other lads that come on for us as well that are great. But
it's like feeding. It's always like the smaller venues are almost feed, especially in Carlisle. It's like biggest example of is like football, and you got like clubs like Southampton and things like that. They have a few players. They're not going to be challenging for the league. They're creating the next biggest stars and pushing them through. So it's almost like you're bringing Morgan and Liam, whoever else through.
Nice if you get a sell them.
Like I say, like going to like Liam Parkins, like he's like where he's like say he's now like say I think next year will be his year. Like me personally, and for me it's a case of social media is such a big thing when it comes to like DJing and events and side stuff, and like say like with Liam, like say like I've noticed that his socials are now like popping off his posts and more.
And Morgan Seeker's actually helped him as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Morgan Seeker, he fucking loves him, man. It's like they get on really well, but that's what you need though. You just sometimes it's not even just like with this thing. Like in life, you just need someone to kind of go, you're like, yeah, come on, I'll give you a hand with that, and the next you know, you don't know what can happen with it. It's like anything, you see it all the time, but it's definitely just good to see though. Like. And then you think about it, like, I don't like to always say it, but, like, if we never started like that, like, obviously, you'd have still, you could have still done what you've done, and like Liam could have still done what he's done. But like, if we never started this like 2 years ago, like what would people like? Not that I'm saying that like Loco and like what we do, like what we're involved in to be all and end all in Carlisle. But like obviously you've got Picasso, which is Evan and that great lads. Then you've obviously got Jam and that. Then you've got Party who's Matt's an older lad, and then Claire and that are older. So there's only really Loco, Picasso and bass group. There used to be Uber. And then Carl Rowlands and that Ibo and that they used to have their own band. They used to be class nights, man. And off peak, that was it. Yeah. Like Ibo, like Beatty, like them
they're in
concrete. They used to call it the techno tunnel in the back. That was sick, and like and it makes you obviously. I know why off peak don't do them. Matty obviously started up by himself and like done his own thing and that. And then I've had Cal and Ibo on a few times, and they're just like there's no like you fucking hear people slagging each other off all the time and that, man, and some things are valid, like to like say, what's he fucking doing with that? But like at the same time as well, though, like everyone kind of gets on in Carlisle. There's no like none of us really like thing between each other. And that people might, I can imagine other promoters get pissed off because I get every good date on the calendar, but it's just the way fucking sometimes the cookie crumbles, doesn't it?
I understand though when coming from a business point of view, that's business, eh?
Ah, yeah, of course. For Ben and Macca, like they'd probably know like. If I'm doing like if we're putting an event on here, they know they're guaranteed a good bar. If that makes sense,
you motivate each other though in a way, because it's almost like friendly competition, but it's a good competition.
Yeah, I try and involve them all anyway. Don't know, like I always try and I put in a group chat that we've got at the minute going on just for obviously Morgan Seatree. Put in the other day, like I tagged everyone in there that's got a brand and said, let's just like at March, I'm going to get everyone involved. So like obviously I'll just get everyone involved and then I'll pay everyone, like every brand, like and all the DJs to the DJ and I pay them a wage and that. And then I want everyone involved because like it's not just about like if I just made it about Loco all the time and Marcel and Morgan and Liam and Ben and Jam and whoever else comes on for us, Brad, Telford. If I just made it all about us, then there's no like. There's no like you're not. I need my brand to go to everyone as well. So like, there's like people from Penrith that everyone will have go to his events. So I need to tap into them. And then like me and Jordan like out west, like Jordan's like, oh, how would you expect? Jordan's a lovely lad, but he's like, he's calmed down a bit now. But when he first started, Jordan, he was just like all of you, like a rash. Like he just wanted to do everything, which is class, and he's done really well out there.
Jordan's got so much drive for, and like to be honest, he's not had it easy.
Fuck.
Like I'm not going to.
No.
But like he's not had it easy, and it's one of those ones where he's like. You see him kick down and he'll get to the back up, like it's
mad, like
and like you have to like he has mad ideas.
Yeah, he does.
And like I say, like more often than not, like the ideas, like I say, actually like pull off and work. But like I say, what he's built over in marketing, like I say, he's built that community of people that say that can like come to you.
And then you've got the Into the Groove lads coming into it now, which is like Ellis and that. Like so like Ellis is DJing on Boxing Day in Room 2, which will be that bar there. He's DJing in there. He's starting the groove. It's like what you kind of had is like you've had like Johnny Don at Electric Soup and like Cosmo's Club, which Johnny's done up like obviously it only holds 350 out there, but like for like a 12-year period, he's just like smashed the living daylights out of out there.
Electric seems to be the club. That was my very first ever like proper event.
Yeah, like
it was I'm 17 at the time actually. Yeah, like what 5 years ago now, 5-6 years ago, and it was Ketama in the Electric Suit.
Man.
And that was.
Hey, was there not a bus on from Carlisle? A couple of minibuses. I think I'm sure I went to that with like Travs and that, I think I actually maybe did. You know,
there's often a minibus like.
I think we actually maybe did go on a bus.
Yeah, so like Ketama was the first ever DJ that I actually seen live.
Yeah, it is. Like I say, like Uber before us. Like you're not like trying to be Uber, but like you look at like, what they done. That like they had some unbelievable nights. Like I've been in here before, and you're like, this is fucking mint. But like, I'd like to think that obviously in like when I'm 27 now, maybe when I'm 37, I hope I'm not putting events on for 18-20-year-olds anyway. But like I say, like you hope to look back and go, we've just done just as fucking good as we thought we would have. But say it's only first 22 years really. This is the third Boxing Day, but. Like I said, hopefully by the time I'm 30, like I just want to get something outside. It's so hard around here though. We've tried to do a festival at Carlisle City Football Ground last summer. Got knocked back by the council. I went in with like Ben that owns Paradiso and a couple of our friends, and they just knocked us back. So that's why we're going to try this car park thing. And if this car park thing doesn't work, like I think I'm just going to have to go on a bit to park and just just take some decks down, like, because just trying to get some on, man. It's all the licensing and that, and
have you ever tried? Is Brunton Park ever been a?
well, to be fair,
I
don't know. Well, I don't know if you follow Barra on Twitter or not like that, but I follow Barra done a rave on the park. In,
yes,
like,
they did. Yeah,
and I know it was like Nathan Dawn that, but like it sold like nearly 5,000 tickets, and I think like
still Nathan Dawn.
the club signed a centre mid from MK Dons with the money. They made off the for 120 grand profit. They made off it, and they signed him for 110,000 profit. MK Don. It was in the paper in Barra, and so. I know that a woman called, well, I won't mention her name, but I know a lass that works in office, she's secretary at Carlisle, and I emailed her last year about it, and she said because of if it wasn't the takeover with the PATX, whatever they're called, they would have probably said yeah, because they could have done with the money. Yeah. But then now they won't need the money, will they? So it's kind of probably a to and fro, but it's something to look at. But I'll see how this goes with these out in that car park. I think it'll work. Like, obviously, need barriered off but it's just kind of an event outside. But it's just
trying stuff. Because like you say, you don't know if it's going to work.
If you spend a fortune and then it doesn't work, and you're like,
it's
always got everything comes down. It's a risk. There's no reward without risk. But then you look at Borderlands, right?
Yeah,
I actually genuinely thought like this is potential to be every year. It wasn't like overrun, but they still had like 4,000 people in there. Yeah. The Friday night was quality. And in town afterwards, below was rammed, House of Vodka was rammed, everywhere in town was rammed afterwards. And you think that's going to be a staple now every year was it August, was it? August, September. That's going to be a staple every year now, that's going to be on, and then it's just gone. And I've never spoken to Kai about it or anyone that organised the event, but apparently it was because of all the antisocial behaviour afterwards. Really? But how true that is, you don't know, do you know what I mean? But that is probably what it would come down to, because when we went and done a meeting at the Civic Centre, the fire brigade, the police, paramedic, council, and someone else, an architect was there, and someone from the environment agency. It's like, what the fuck? And like, it was at Carlisle City in a field next to the football pitch. What from the environment is getting affected there, I'd like to know. Like, you know what I mean? And then like, I understand the police, the paramedics, and the fire, because obviously if there's a fire or someone's injured or there is trouble, and then there's that many finer details. Like, you literally, like, we had to put a plan together, and the plan got knocked back, and the plan we put together thought was like pretty decent. Like, and
it's convincing like law enforcement and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's got to be safe.
It's safety as well, but it's almost like taking their time away
from other things.
And it's like, well, it might not even be that big. So imagine, obviously, the plan is it's going to be absolute ram, blah, blah, blah. But let's say it goes south, goes the opposite way. No one turns up, but you've got loads of police and paramedics and stuff. Like, it's like they've got to wait here just in case. In that last hour, everyone turns up. That's also the other thing. So I think you've almost got to convince like 6 different parts of.
Yeah, one big thing it came down to, and obviously it is a massive worry nowadays, and that, and like, because obviously you do see it, like, we're not all stupid, and you do see what happens in IB from that. And like, you see, that's what it came down to. And I don't blame them though. Like, obviously in here, when we put an event on, there's door staff on the door. And if you like, obviously Ben and Mac are completely against it. No one wants to see anyone getting out of here. Like, there's been events like in here, like, touch wood, none of ours. We've never had a paramedic at any of ours. Like, but there's been events in here where I've seen people getting carried out like over the years, and it's like, how do you get in? Like, obviously we know everyone knows everyone does it and that, but it's just like,
it's reputation as well.
Like, if that happens to us and that gets in the paper, that kills our brand. Yeah. Imagine being like a mum, and like your 17-year-old son's going out even though he's not 18 and he's got a fake ID, and he goes, I'm going to Loco Events tonight, and then his mum's read news and Star 4 months early and someone's died in the crowd, and you just can't have it happening. So people do probably get to the door and think these are wankers, but it's just got to be done. But it's safety and that. But that's what it came down to. Ultimately, that's what most things now probably in organised, like these lot licensing and that. I think the licensing will be really all the time for these lot. But
I think that's definitely the other thing as well, though. It's not, to us, we kind of understand that it's a business as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people just turn up and they just think, oh, it's an event on blah. But actually, realistically, it's someone's business at the end of the day. Someone's reputation. You've got to walk around. You've got to go to work. You've got to go to coaching.
I'd say, like, no, Morgan, you'll be the same. So obviously the DJ is on the top there and that, right? We've got like a room in the back, haven't we, where we have a drink and a crack on that. And you're in the back of there, and you've got like someone you don't even know, right? Like maybe one of your pals, his mates, ringing you, oh, you won't let me in here, let us in and that, and like you get about 50 of them a night. or like they chucked us out, but you could come and get us in and that, or I'm not on the guest. It's like fuck off, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not coming out. Don't I end up running out and in all night?
So now I've got my phone up. Do what I said. There's like say I get like Snapchat,
man,
calls,
send letters in.
Well,
not really so much, just stupid stuff in it, Morgan.
Yeah, it's like say like now I just like I've on do it serve and like and crack on. It's one of those ones where it's just too much stress like on the day. Like I remember I think I was about to like go on the stage and my phone's getting absolutely like rang to death, and I'm just about to go and play. I'm already nervous as fuck playing in front of everybody else.
I know, it's fucking people. I genuinely think as well, like, people think like being back there is like a bit like they must think you go, you must think you go through that curtain there, right? And there's like Thai massages, a sauna, a swimming pool, like there's loads of Brazilian lasses and that through the back of there. We've got like someone playing live music and that to us, and getting drinks served. Not actually, what actually happens is we're all just steaming drunk, and no one can even remember what's happening in the back of there half the time. There's cups and glasses everywhere. It's a proper pigsty by the time we leave, and it's crap back there. You don't even get to see. I'd come out here half the time, but then you just get plagued and pestered.
Yeah, so
do you go in the back there the whole night?
Nah, I do come out now and then, but mainly more go on the stage. But like, you do come out, but if I come in and stand here, I guarantee you I've got like 6 people around us wanting to follow us back there. So I've got like 3 lads to play for the football team, right? So our belters only, they were on about it for 2 weeks. Like, can we get free drink? And I like, shut the fuck up, no chance, man. Blah, blah. I came out here. I was walking round there to get the front door, and the collider's there next to in the back of there, and one of them, I won't mention his name, he started being sick in the back there. Can you remember? In fact, I will say his name, Jamie. It's been spewing his ring up in the back of there, all over the place, toilet, and everything got chucked out. Honest to God, so that's what I mean. Like, that's what you're gonna put up with.
Yeah, like even you want to go to like events and some bet events, and like I say, I try and come out here. Just
well,
like I say, I much prefer being here than being.
It's crap back there. It's crap. There's not good about it. People genuinely do think all the saunas and everything back there. Don't they?
I think like, the only good thing about that I find is like talking to some of the DJs.
I'm gonna say,
but once you crack with them and if you had all the crack you need, then it's like, well,
I genuinely can't. The only DJ I can remember having a full conversation with back there was Morgan teaching the first time. Yeah. Belters only, I can't remember speaking to them. You don't like it.
That's a big thing.
And you regret it. You regret it the next day. You think, and you end up having a bit crack with them and not have a message and that they'll say thank you for something and that, and you have a bit crack with them. But like, even sometimes all the DJs, like what was Sauce's pal like? Remember Sauce's pal was funny, hilarious. Like, he just got back there and you just got off him one, like, and it was absolutely quality. But like, it is good crack on that. But like I say, I love going to, like, I've been Hideout, Trick Tenerife, We Are Festival, been everywhere. Ibiza, every festival, like Mint Fest, Creamfield, Leeds, more festivals in England, Park Life, like everything. And I prefer being this side of it than being like back there. But obviously,
100%.
like, but no, like the thing is for me, like the only other person that puts fuck all in a Carlisle is Barry.
Yeah.
And like no one else does it. And I just like wish someone like someone like Picasso or someone would just go, right, I'm putting him on there so I could come out here and enjoy myself. But I'll enjoy myself on Saturday morning.
We've said that though on on one of our previous podcasts where we just sat down just us two. We've said people are more bothered about meeting belters only, getting the picture, and then they couldn't be asked. Once with the photo for the
you put a copy, you put
you get that though. It's the culture that again.
That is what the world's about nowadays, isn't it?
And also, I mean, I'm going to offend some people here, but your phone warriors. And I'd love to chat on the, and actually, that's a question for you. What's that like at the front there? And you've got more iPhone things.
It's a good thing, though. It's for you. For you, it's a good thing.
I can't think of it.
I hate it all. I hate it.
People are gonna know.
So, like, for me, right, it's twofold. It's a good thing,
because it's
a bad thing. So, like it's a good thing in terms of, like, if I get the video and posting it, then it's going to get onto my social. I get tagged in it, and then people, so like. But like say, when I play gigs and stuff, then I'll get like a lot of followers.
I've seen that.
Like every gig, pretty much, because people are either like tagging me or have you. It's a bad thing in the sense that as a DJ, you feed off other people's energy. So so it's okay. It goes back to that crowd reading thing.
Yeah.
So like if I'm playing a set and I'm like, I look up and go, right, is everybody like liking the tunes that I'm playing type thing, and everybody's like static. And like with the phones like this, like you can't tell whether are they actually enjoying it or not enjoying it. So it's bad in that respect. It makes my job hard as a DJ to really read the crowd properly, but it's a good and a bad thing. I'm not really.
I know what you're saying though. Like, when you go to IB for that, like you look back at them videos, it is fucking midnight. You know, when you see the 1990s or like the early 2000s, and they're just fucking going for it. And then now when you look at it, there's one of Solid Grooves there, and Michael Bibby comes back in when he had cancer, and it just literally,
I know.
It's just no one's even asked about what's going on. I was here for Michael Bibby, and then it's on Instagram.
So when I was in IB for this year, then Michael Bibby did like a no phones policy party in DC10, and they were strict on it. Like you walked in, the bouncers put stickers on both sides. Then we actually went into the room, like the double checked your phone to make sure it was. And then there was someone there with a laser, basically. If anyone with the phone out, it shot it right in your eyes. And but honestly, the atmosphere was mint. So literally, everybody was like dancing, going for it, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's for me as a raver. Like, I mean, back in the day, I was bad. I used to take videos of that. But the thing is, I never even looked at the videos after. Like, I'm doing it for you. I don't even look at them.
That's what I try to do with you and McVicker, though, because you know what you're saying there. Like, I try to email. This is one way I try to get him right. Because he loves the no phone policy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was like, I will not let anyone bring a phone to the event. Like, not even like, you have to leave it at home. Like, that's how bad I was trying to get him. They were just like, look, it's not gonna work. And I was like, fuck me, man.
I love a good boogie, me. I mean, you know just as much. I get people call it fruity. They're not like I'm giving it the full. You know?
But I mean, for me now, like, I do still take videos, but I limit myself to like 2, 3, only because I want to like look back and go, oh yeah, like.
Depends if it's on the main or the private story, doesn't
it? Yeah. It's also, I think we spoke about it. It's also the credibility. It's like
I've been there.
We said like, as in, I go to my dad and say, oh, you'll never get a slice in here, there, X, Y, Z, and then he goes, nah, no, you never. I said, well. No, fucking hell, I did. Yeah. Look at my phone.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I think that's exactly. I mean, I think Coldplay did it, and it was like a sky full of stars, a lot, and obviously away from DJs. But they said, "Oh no, use the wristbands instead." But everybody, if you've experienced that moment, the first thing you want to do is I'll tell straight on the Instagram, never mind the Snapchat.
You know, imagine you said, I sat down and said, I've just had a conversation with Keir Starmer. Just in Waterstones, just had a conversation. 5 minutes, proper did like crack. No, you didn't. Fuck off, mate. You just told my
you can't shout nowadays, you
got have a photo, out. Fucking hell, what was this crack? What was this crack?
I wouldn't stop and speak to that cunt anyway. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, no, it's good and the bad thing. I'm not swayed either way, to be honest.
Have you had many people ask you for photos out yet, or not?
So
fucking right, does he, man?
So I'll take him. It's quite a mad feeling. Like it's more so like the local scene. Like even when I play like my Ibiza and stuff, then people like back home from where I'm from, it's like I get a message to say, oh, we're coming to Old Beach, or we're coming, and then I'll purposely I'll make you go and speak to them. And like I say, we get like a quick photo. It's one of those ones where it's a nice feeling in terms of like the.
It's a bit of appreciation, though, isn't it?
It must be surreal.
Just like I think for me, it's like support I get from people. Like there's people I've never ever met before in my life, and like I say, like I'll always make an effort with anybody. If someone comes up to me, I will stop and have a little chat.
I think LD and that were there with the good LD kid and the Mikey were there, and you ended up with them, didn't you? So they were sending us pictures of that, and I thought, it's good that you still do that though. Not like obviously we all know that you're not fucking unbelievable. Like obviously you are with DJ, but like you're not like a Patrick Top in an event. No. You know that yourself, but it's good that you still actually give people time though. But some people up their own arse, and you won't believe. Like, no, people me and him meet, and like you think to yourself, like, you fucking you work on a building site, and you get on like you fucking like Patrick Topping, man. Just give yourself a check.
It was funny you say that. I was at Carlisle a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to a lad, and like it was just like he said, I like how you was like just.
Normal.
Like I don't even really know him, to be honest, but I won't have like talk to anybody, because for me, like I hear the fact I've met some like DJs, like I say, I really up the road ass, I have no time to speak to you, and I don't want to be that person. Or like people like your fan base can like to support you, and like I say, anyone who supports me, I'll like say always got the time of day for them.
But it's like Hannah, Hannah once came in here, right? So this is another thing. This is a cork of this. So you get a rider off them, like a food and drink ride, right? You want to see some of these? Tonight I'll send you some screenshots of that, man. Yeah. The fucking the comical, right? So on Hannah Wance's, you can keep this fucking on if you want. There was on Hannah Wance's, there was like 3 bottles of Ciroc vodka, a bottle of Grey Goose vodka, a bottle of things. So we got it all right. And my pal Dan, so she's done a set. She's not even drinking, right? She's not even drinking. So there's like all this vodka sat on the table. She's fucking fighting it in a bag, bagging it. He's going, what are you doing with that? We were running out of vodka. He's going, where are you going with that? I said, what's going on here? So I'll see you later, bye. And like she was like lovely lass and that, like, don't get us wrong, like actually was like, I don't think we've had a bad DJ that's been a kind of an arsehole like that, but like I just thought, wait, like what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Wait, why are you going to take 4 bottles of vodka, man? Like, what are you doing with them? You're not drinking them at home. If you're drinking them at home, there's something seriously wrong. Like,
yeah, like my riding now is quite sensible, but I don't know.
I can't to town on it, man.
Some like random in there. I need like I don't know, like a full bag of red M&Ms.
Some of the like Belters only wanted 6 protein bars. And an assorted packet of, like, you know, like a 24 packet of like crisps and like that. Like, it's just like, why would you want protein? Like, obviously, like, fuck. Like, as well, though, you've got to like, so you got to get them. So you've got to get them the rider. Then they're all the tech rider. But like Ben and Macca, you pay. So I pay a fee to get this venue for an event, and then they cover. Oh, they're quite good. These. Like people like myself and other people that come in, these don't like take the piss with you because they make the money on the bar. But a lot of other people that have had this venue in the past, like they've obviously that's why it hasn't done well. Do you know what I mean? But then obviously you've got the hotel, the transport, the flights, the trains, whatever they need to get here. Then you've got the hotel, and then what a fucking evening meal off you, man. Honest to God, I'm telling you now, like you have to ring somewhere, book it for them, and then put like 150 behind the thing.
Not even like a
no. The works like. But I've booked tables for like ones before, and they've just not turned up. So like they might like, so for example, Michelangelo's run me before, when they've not turned up. So now I've had to like set them up, we'll keep half fingers half back. Do you know what I mean, or something like that. But it's like Paige Tomlinson's the soundest DJ ever. She got the train up, and the train back next day. She stopped in the house and she didn't ask her for anything, nothing. Just came up, cracked on, and didn't drink or all like that. She just asked for 8 bottles of water. Do you know what I mean? But like some of them fucking like mad.
No, that's insane. As in from behind it.
And if they don't get here early enough, like so, like for example, Sosa didn't get here till like 10 minutes before his set. All his drink was gone. Because that's how bad it gets back there, doesn't it? We've run out of vodka.
It's fair though, isn't it? Because
it's fair, but when I'm running through 100 people to get him a drink from the bar, it's a fucking nightmare. You're like, we were on the stage. He was like, "I need a drink." I was like, "Fuck's sake!" But so you're back through the crowd, just coming to here to get a drink.
I think what I was going to say, especially like you speaking to people that are out in Ibiza and that, I think, like I was saying earlier, when you say Carlisle and something like that, I know it's a city, but it's so small compared to the rest of the UK.
Oh,
so when
most people from Carlisle, just sorry to interrupt, don't even think Carlisle's a city. They think it's a town. That's how thick some people are from Carlisle as well. Yeah. They think Carlisle's a town. Like Hendo wouldn't have it the other month when I was on about it to him and that. Like people actually still think Carlisle's a town. It's a fucking city, man. I just don't like. But you are right in what you're saying, though.
It's like it's so small. And then I remember we were on a family holiday a few years back, 4 years back, and we actually were in Benidorm or somewhere like that, Spain, somewhere. Obviously, you go down, you put your bloody towels on your sunbeds and that. So we obviously say early morning, the family next to us from Workerton, and it's like, what the fuck are the chances you get a family from Workerton who actually knows my granddad and has like done work and whatever? It's like, how on earth is that even that chance?
We were in High Ibiza in the summer, and there was some lasses in front of us. And I was like, fucking, they sound like from Carlisle. And Seth was like, fuck off, man, no chance. And then we asked them where they're from, and they said they were Swedish. So I had a Swedish lady, he's like, they're not fucking Swedish. And I was like, where are you from? She's like, I'm from Penrith, and you follow us on Instagram. I was like, fucking, what a fucking shan. And then I actually, she actually went on Instagram, she's like, look, I was like, oh, I do.
It says follow back.
When she said she was Swedish. Oh, honestly, what a laugh. I think I'd be pickled, like, but fuck me. It's no mad. Like, I couldn't believe someone from Penrith was in High Ibiza at the same time. It's just like, obviously there will be like, but like how how you bump
into them.
You know what I mean? It's like, but when you go away, it's like when you go to Creamfields. I love Creamfields. Like, I think it's the best fest in the world. But like 1 minute you're by yourself with your little group and you're having a really good day, and you turn around, there's another 50 people from Carlisle there, and you've got to watch what you're doing for the rest of the day because you will get sagged off the fuck. Like,
Benidorm for Cheltenham. It's literally just Carlisle in Benidorm.
Well, I've been Tenerife last 3 years. I went Benidorm year before COVID. And Tenerife is fucking nightmare. Like,
is it?
I booked it again for next year, but it's crap because there's that much heat from Carlisle.
My mate,
there's nowhere else to go. It's Benidorm, you're not guaranteed the weather, but last year Tenerife was just full of Carlisle and working. And if you're from working, I don't care if you're from working or whatever watches this fight, you know they're from there because they wear them fucking basketball fucking vests. Like the Celtics. Don't LA Lakers and that. Like honestly, do you know like Dumbo that they do their heavy events? Like they were there with like theirs on and like Callum Tobin and that. They all like everyone. If they're from out west, they wear them fucking basketball vests that do like 110%.